Universities across the country are warning international students not to travel home for the summer, given President Trump's ever-changing immigration policies. Isabella Vesperini joins us from the sample gates to explain how IU students are navigating these changes.
International students are facing an increasingly uncertain future. Reporter Aubrey Wright and I spoke with some of those students at IU about how the current political climate impacts their plans for the summer. It's the end of the spring semester and Indiana University's campus is clearing out. Students are popping champagne, saying goodbye to Bloomington, and packing up. While domestic students celebrate, many international students face a difficult decision: stay in the U.S. or go back home, and upon return to America, risk dealing with tighter border restrictions. This spring, IU students and thousands around the country feared they lost their visas, but weeks later, those visas were restored. It complicated an already tense process.
If your visa expires, you can stay within the U.S., but you cannot travel back and forth internationally.
Vietnamese graduate student Quan Le Tien feels more hesitant to travel back home because of the uncertainty.
And that has been a problem because, I plan to travel for conferences as well as visiting my family. And, just the idea that I have to apply for the visa, and then the process of visa application, they will look through your social media, all these things.
Le Tien is staying in Bloomington for a research position, but if he were to go back, he said he would take many more precautions. He says he should apply early for his visa and get his documents in order, and he should be more mindful of his phone.
I know people actually delete their entire phone content because, there are all these stories about the border security, actually check out your phone, ask to access your phone.
The Indiana Graduate Workers Union and other community activists have stepped up to protect international students. Lawyers are giving advice to union members, including Le Tien. Meanwhile, he feels as if IU has not provided enough support for international students.
The IU administration is completely silent about this.
Boomareddy Sai Srinivas first came to the U.S. from India last August. He was hopeful when President Donald Trump got elected, thinking there would be more job opportunities for international students. But like Le Tien, he also got worried when he instead saw how many visas were terminated.
It was too devastating for the international students like us, and it has been fear-moring us.
He isn't too worried about getting deported because he is here legally.
As a law student, I'm sure he's not targeting any the students who is legal immigrants coming to the US. That's only who is doing some wrongful activity or criminal kind of activity.
But he hasn't gone back home to visit his family in India. He wanted to focus on his studies, but also had concerns about not being able to come back into the US.
So I was a bit scared after seeing a lot of social media posts where the person's visa has been denied or where they have been returned to their home country so during the port of entry. I don't know if it's real or not.
Sai will be staying in the U.S. working in Virginia at an immigration firm as a legal assistant. If given the option to return to India right now, he said he wouldn't go.
I'm waiting for a very good time.
Those are just a few examples of the complications facing international students. For most universities, it's worth the hassle. IU Emeritus Dean of Education Gerardo Gonzalez says top universities want to attract international students for their tuition dollars and their perspectives.
They add to the intellectual diversity. They add to the dialogue, the discussions that happen in the classrooms and in social settings. And at the end of the day, increases the understanding of students about the world and themselves.
Gonzalez says federal changes are eroding the idea that prospective students will be safe and welcomed. At least 10 of Sai's friends have left the country out of fear of being deported.
When the person has been in this country with a good faith in order to pursue his American dream, where his visa has been denied, of course it's going to have a fear mounting on me too. But we can't do anything.
While these two international students decided to stay in the U.S., others may risk going back home. Reporting from the sample gates for Indiana News Desk with reporter Aubrey Wright, I'm Isabella Vesperini.